Tell me where you at right now. On my way, I wanna play no games. And girl, you know what I'm.
What's going on, plugins? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a prospect who can change the NBA forever. Before we get into this video, make sure you drop a like, and if you're new here, sub to the channel and become a part of the family. Now let's get into the video. Victor Wembanyama is being hyped as one of the best prospects in NBA history. He is a generational talent and a unicorn type of player. Some NBA scouts are saying he's a better prospect than LeBron James, and he has an offensive skill set like Kevin Durant and a defensive skill set like Rudy Gobert. Ricky O'Donnell from SB Nation said the last prospect this big, this fluent, and this comfortable with the ball in his hands might be a young Kareem when he entered UCLA in the mid-1960s. In most NBA mock drafts, Victor is the front runner to be the first overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft. NBA teams have been patiently waiting for him to be eligible for the NBA draft. Some scouts were saying if he was eligible for the 2022 NBA draft, he would have went first overall. So Victor is getting a lot of hype and a lot of praise right now from NBA scouts. But is Victor as good as the media is hyping him up to be? Well, let's take a look into his game and see if he's the real deal or not. Victor is a professional French basketball player and currently plays overseas. Most people in the United States don't know much about Victor, just like how it was with Luka until he got a lot of media attention. He is listed at 7'3", but most people are saying he might be 7'5", and it's rumored that he has an 8-foot wingspan. Like, if he's 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan, that is crazy, plugins. He has a combination of length, speed, coordination, and athleticism. Speaking of athleticism, he comes from a family who has some serious athletic genes. His father is 6'6" and is a former long jumper, and his mother is 6'3" and a former French basketball player. Also, his sister won a gold medal for France during the 2017 U16 World Basketball Championship, so the family is full of athletes. Victor is extremely talented on the offensive side and defensive side of the ball. On offense, he has elite footwork, he knows how to get to his spots, and once he gets to his spots, he's a nightmare for defenders. With his crazy wingspan, it makes it almost impossible to block his jump shot. It's basically like Kevin Durant when he pulls up for a jump shot, but with an extra half foot to work with. Victor can already hit deep threes, and with his high release point, NBA defenders will have trouble stopping this if he's shooting threes at a high percentage. He should do very well in the post and shoot mid-range jump shots. He will be a lob threat immediately because of his tall frame, jumping ability, and long arms. He can put the ball on the floor and break down his defenders like a guard. He can make step-back shots and elite crossovers. Players as big as Victor shouldn't be doing all this, but Victor is somehow doing all these things at an elite level, and it's fun to watch. Victor is a good passer who finds open teammates on the court. He can make elite passes and has a high basketball IQ. He also plays with a high motor. He's not the type of player that stands around on the court until he's involved in a play. He goes after loose balls, runs the floor hard, and makes plays happen when he's attacking the offensive glass. On the defensive side of the ball, he has shown incredible shot blocking instincts, and with his wingspan, he will probably lead the NBA in blocks for many years. He has the ability to close on opponents with insane speed. He moves very quick for how big he is. He has the potential to be one of the best defensive players ever. He's already shown flashes of being a great shot blocker, averaging 3.8 blocks for his professional career so far. Victor has shown many times in his basketball career that he's an elite player on both sides of the ball. But one game in particular I want to point out that put Victor's skill set on full display was a game against Chet Holmgren, who was recently just drafted 2nd overall in the 2022 NBA draft. Victor showed out against Chet in the 2021 U19 World Cup game. It was the gold medal game, United States versus France. Victor solidified his spot as being a top prospect with this performance. He finished with 22 points, 8 rebounds, 8 blocks, and 1 steal. Like, plugins, this man had 8 blocks in one game. That's impressive. He was 5 from 9 from mid-range and 8 for 8 from the foul line. He did shoot bad from 3, going 1 for 5, but he's a center, so I'm not expecting crazy numbers from 3. Victor proved that he's an elite defender. He held Chet Holmgren to 10 points and 8 rebounds this game. Victor's game is being compared to a lot of NBA players, and the one player he's being compared to the most is Porzingis. I think he's a way better player than Porzingis. They are both listed at 7'3" and have similar playing styles, and they both come from overseas, so I can see why they're being compared. retired. But injuries had derailed Porzingis' career so far. Speaking of injuries, the only thing stopping Victor from being the first overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft is injuries. Usually tall players do not last in the NBA. Players over 7 feet tall usually have a lot of lower body injuries. Look at someone like Yao Ming. He was a gifted big man but had a lot of lower body injuries such as his foot and ankle. He broke a bone in his foot, he had a lot of stress fractures in his ankle, and many more nagging injuries throughout his career. Yao Ming was forced to retire early in his prime because he couldn't stay healthy, and Yao Ming was around 7'6", and it's rumored that Victor is around the same height. So could Victor suffer the same fate as Yao Ming with being extremely tall and talented and suffer a lot of injuries? I hope not, because I want to see his full potential in the NBA. Victor has already suffered a bunch of injuries so far in his young career. Injuries such as a small fracture in his finger and a stress fracture in his fibula. This past season, he only played 33 out of 76 games and missed the playoffs with an undisclosed muscle injury. So that right there is not a good sign for NBA teams, because they already know these giant prospects don't have long careers. But Victor has the potential to be one of the greatest NBA players ever. We haven't seen a prospect this tall with this skill set, plugins. So he could end up being an all-time great if he stays healthy and live up to his potential. But that's a big if. Are NBA teams willing to take a gamble on a prospect like Victor? If I'm an NBA GM, I'm picking him first overall. I will be a little nervous, but I'm willing to take a risk on someone who can possibly be a once-in-a-lifetime player. I think the Spurs will find a way to draft him because he plays for a team that's owned by former Spurs player Tony Parker. And the Spurs will probably have a bad season and a top 5 pick, so there's a strong chance the Spurs can get Victor. A lot of teams want him, so if you're not in that top 3, it's no way you're drafting him. It's no way he falls out of the top 3. Plugins, what do y'all think? Do you think he falls out of the top 3? Drop y'all opinions in the comments. Hopefully once he makes it to the NBA, he won't have a lot of injuries. He's not that skinny. He does need to put on some weight, but he doesn't need to put on crazy weight. He doesn't need to get big like Giannis, because we all know Giannis came in the league, he was skinny, and then he bulked up crazy. Victor just needs to put on a little muscle and maintain it. It's only a few prospects that's over 7 feet tall that lasted in the NBA. Maybe Victor can change that, but the odds are stacked against him, so hopefully he has a long career in the NBA. That's it for this video, plugins. If you made this far, make sure to drop a like on the video and sub to the channel. What do y'all think about Victor Wembanyama? Do y'all think he's the best prospect in NBA history? And do y'all think he's a better prospect than LeBron James? Let me know y'all opinions in the comments. Make sure y'all turn on post notifications so y'all know when I post. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. Till next time.